Hey, Louie. Shit, music is always so fucking epic. I love it. Hey, Sai, welcome, welcome. Did you ever get your nether stuff taken care of, buddy? I know you were working on that for a while. Oh shit. Sorry to hear that, man. You'll get it. I'm still working on necrosis. So I have all the myths for necrosis, I just haven't got actually necrosis. Oh shit. Yeah. Nah, don't say that. You'll get it. I believe in you, brother. Soon. TM. No such thing as cursed to be waveless. That's the biggest garbage, man. I believe in you. Even if you don't believe in yourself, I believe in you. The way it works. Alright. Still doing a little bit of maintenance, then I'll get things going. AS11, welcome, welcome. Okay, that's taken care of. Wow, E-top server is quiet. What tag? Tag's always quiet too. Not that quiet, but XGG. Oh, XGG's up and coming. Hey, hey. Yeah, me too. Great dude. Alright. I need to get a party together. I am tanking. Oh, sweet. I have enough to reforge. Yes. Hehehe. Hey, Jathai. Hey, Hades. PW. I'm gonna go Urgoff. Urgod. Nope, wrong one. Oh. I'm going to be doing 10HC with my guildies Juppers and Frostbeard, as well as a buddy of mine from Transylvania, and a guy who joins my stream all the time, Smoking Cone. So I'm a little bit early setting up. I got all my interview stuff like ready to go. I got all my giveaways ready. I just need to. I'm put a little bit of time aside to get my team going. So let me ping my last one here. Hey, Juppers. So right now I'm pretty much just doing Melvin chests. I am doing a side grind for with all my regen. I'm going for necrosis. So when I do like the full grinds, hey Smolder. So yeah, that's. I still need one more Melvitron. I'm behind one more Melvitron. Is Smoking Cone on my friends list? Oh yeah, he is. You're gonna find out that nobody's gonna answer that question. It's such a weird question. Like, I don't keep track. So, it's just... yeah, that's all I'm gonna get you. That's all you're gonna get. needs to be. I don't like Roog. I really don't like Roog. For group content, it's Melvitron. You know what? I have a link for it. Let me give you the link for my Melvitron. But you know what? I don't. Juppers, can you put the skills somewhere in here? What's Juppers running? He's running Toe. I'm running Urgoff. Oh, I'm running back. So yeah, tonight we have Seedlings, aka Bob10110, the writer of the literal book of Bit Heroes. Wrote the most famous guide for Bit Heroes that everybody used starting. I used it starting, and you know it really helped me get where I wanted to get. Yeah. It should be. Oh. Yeah, there it is. I got it. Yeah. It's exclamation point familiars. Oh, both already. Okay. Okay. That's what he's doing. That's cool. Wait, is this maxed? Look at this guy, Mr. OP. And Frost is running. Yeah. That should be fine.
Light at the end of the slumber, life at the close of the sleep, facing the world with a hunger, clambering out of the deep. Blank slate, a trip to begin, look to tomorrow, clean plate, a fresh little wind, a road to follow, into the wild, into the vast, into the beauty.
Oh shit.
Into the wild, into the fray, up and away.
Thanks. Wait, what am I doing? Whoops. There we go. Should be good. That looks solid. I think. Ergoff, and we got 2 shields in the back. Yeah, we're good. Yes, pretty much. That's the best way to describe it, just that. Smoking. Is your internet crapping out already, dude? Yeah, I love my Mercy DPS, but they love to kill themselves. Oh! Ow! That was not good. Bad start. Okay, he's going safe build. Hey, Zed Gods. Hey, hey, hey. So yeah, we've got tonight. We have. Let me take a look at my little schedule. Tonight we have Bob10110. Who is the original, one of the original beta players. There's not many left, so a lot of them quit. So from what a lot of people know about, there's Bob, who's left. There's Sills, and there's Timu. Those are three of the some of the originals. Tari is also an original beta player. He's a guildie of mine. Yeah. So we are going to be having a giveaway for some beta players. We're going to be having a giveaway for some people who started the game really early. We've got a lot of weaves tonight. We've got dis members. We've got K members. We got a little bit of everything. So should be a fun night. I hope so. Yes. Bob is the guy who runs Seedlings. So if you go guide, that'll pull up his guide. He is the guy who literally wrote the guide. Wow. There you go. Look at should be killing himself. Hey, Jeremy. So yeah, we'll be giving Bob a call in about 12 minutes or so. Check up on him, see how he's doing, and get into our interview. And good night. Overall, a lot of fun. I'm still waking, like I'm awake, but I need to wake up more. So I'm drinking my energy drink. Tonight the energy drink of choice is Rockstar Silver Ice. The reason I'm drinking Rockstar Silver Ice is because it was at the dollar store for $1. And I'm cheap. Sorry, I can't do coffee at night, man. I can do energy drinks because I'll pass out when I crash. But I cannot do coffee. Coffee is one of those things that's a big no-no. Oh, let's see. Do that, because I don't think I have another spot up here. Yeah, I think that should be good. I had to modify one of my giveaways. Coffee all day. Jesus, man. 3 shifts? You're crazy. You can get items from everything in the game. It's based on what items you're looking to get. Entirely. Completely based on that. Just pop everything. Pop this, and then we'll see where everybody's at afterward. Yeah, it's a really good call. I thought I made a really good point. I dropped somebody from my friends list for the first time for a non-12-hour AFK thing because they pinged me 5 times to join. Or not, they first off they used every single channel on Discord to look for somebody for World Boss, which is a no-no. And then they sent me World Boss invites to a tier 6. It was like Orlag or Nether, and I'm like, why? First off, you shouldn't be doing it. Second off, why are you like cannibalizing all of Discord for it? Yeah. And hopefully I'll stop having to tilt my head. I'm getting a longer desk, I'm getting a new computer, and I'm getting 2 new screens. So, a lot of change is going to be coming to my little area here. Well, Jathiah, I actually ran... So I did legendaries from tier 5, I want to say? Or zone 5? Up. I did 1 each tier. Up until, I think, zone 8. Zone 8 I did 2. I don't really remember too well. I just tried to get past it. I did everything I could to get past it as quick as possible. And no matter how much people talk smack on Bobadome, Bobadome carried me. And I love saying the word Bobadome. Makes me feel good. Bobadome. Bobadome. One of those familiars. Even if you don't like it, it's a cool familiar to say. Bobadome. Read Bob's guide. I'm telling you. The best way to start a game is to read Bob's guide. It's where I started. It's where half the people in this chat started, off of Bob's guide. The guy who we're going to talk to in 7 minutes. Most of us honestly probably don't remember that far back. Ooh, it's getting nasty there. Oof. Save me. Save me. Oof. Alright, seems like I'm through the woods. was close. Yeah. Well, both Sai and I are over level 500, and we started with Bob's Guide. Morning, Frostbeard. There we go. I always forget to do certain things. Had to add a few more people to VIP. Did I add you? Well, no. You see what I do? I'm a resident of World Chat 3, so I go into World Chat 3 and I'm like, let's see, somebody active, somebody not really begging for friend spots. Let's see how this guy's doing. Doing good, level 357. He's working it. I will send him an ad. Bam, like that. That's what I do. Like that. And then I see Jeremy and I go, remove friend. Just kidding. And they go, what? And I don't respond. Yeah. I don't respond. And then when they hit 12 hours, I just pop off. Oh, really? Nice. Spider-Piece never added me. He never liked me. But it's okay. I don't know. No, I mean, I get along with everybody. There's nobody who... I don't think anybody doesn't specifically like, I hate that Romank70 guy. He can eat a diseased hooker's ass or something. No, I don't think anybody has that regard for me. No, I don't do that. I always add people when I have a spot. Like I did an HG today, and I did one spot because I know I have extra spots. It's okay. There'll be more spots. There's always more spots. That's the beauty of having a 12-hour timer. You know, spots always show up. Just one of those things. Regardless of what I do, somebody gonna sleep, somebody gonna do something, a spot gonna show up. No, it was... I just mentioned that he never added me, that's it. I asked him for a spot a while back. And just like anybody, you ask for spots. You ask once, they say no, and then you move on. Something pretty important to learn. Don't pillage anybody's face with, I want a spot. I need a spot. No, don't do that. Just ask once. Be polite about it. If you want, ask a couple months later, but don't beat and beat and beat. I mean, you can beat the meat, but don't beat for the spot. That's on your own time too. There, done. I bet you she's got full spots too right now. You're telling me I'm down to like one spot? Is that what I just did? No, I gave, so just to give you guys an idea, I just gave Aloe a spot, of course, because she's my, one of my mods here on Twitch, and I gave CSX Freight a spot because he did a really good job arranging stuff behind the scenes for the Wise Kid interview. He did a lot of work, and he did everything I asked, pretty much, which is a big ask. I ask a lot. I ask a lot from the people who I'm interviewing. You know, it's important to me that they're as involved in the interview process as I am. They're not ungeared. They're just geared light. Alright, Bob, I'm giving you a call right now. Oh, there you are. How's it going, buddy? Oh, I had Bob, and he was like, nah, I'm not talking to Roman today. Fuck that guy. He's an asshole. Hey, we lost somebody. What happened?
Okay, sorry about that.
Oh, you're troubles. Good. Okay, so it wasn't a fuck that guy moment. Okay, cool. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right.
Cool, cool. We had people early on before you even got on call asking, what do I do? I mean, I'm new to the game. Where do we start? And I tell everybody, do exclamation point GUIDE in my chat. And that brings up the link to your guide. So, it's the way most of us start. It's the way Sai and I started, and look at us. We're over level 500. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, cool.
Anyways, yeah. Just trying to make sure everything's kind of going on.
Yeah, I can hear you pretty well, so that's what matters.
All right.
Wait, what did I send? Oh, why did I send you that? Okay. That's the link to Poopy Sex Discord. If you need it, I can send it again.
Nah, I'm already in enough Discords as it is.
Exactly. Yeah. Oof. Yeah, tell me about it. I was
Discord accounts. I've got 2 Discord accounts to keep up with too.
Jeez.
Not just this one. I got 2.
That's one too many.
Typical. Yeah, I'm inclined to agree.
So what? Okay, so you've been around for fuck all way too long. What got you interested in Bit Heroes to begin with?
Oh, one day it's like I just opened the Congregate main page, and there's a little beta games list section right there, showing games that are currently in early access or beta somewhere like undeveloped state, you know.
Sure.
Basically, they're fresh and ready to. Yes. Sometimes it's an actual beta test. Sometimes it's just early access.
Sure.
Yeah, usually it's just early access. But because I have Kong Plus on Bob, I can get into these games and test them out, play them, or before everybody else. And
so that's with the Kong Plus.
Yes.
The Congregate Plus thing, right?
Yeah, it's
So I get that too, that I
Congregate
got
Plus.
Congregate Plus for a year after the Christmas sale.
Yeah, they seem to just give that out like candy nowadays. I mean,
Mm.
all the Congregate mods get it. You get it if you spend enough money. You get it if you go ahead and buy it. I think there's also a couple other ways like GameStop Power Up Pro rewards or some. I don't remember all the details of that. But I got mine for free being a Congregate chat mod, which has its own can of worms. That,
Yeah, well, we'll talk about that shortly here. So how
Alright.
how long have you been playing Bit Heroes? Do you have a date you started?
not an exact date, but it was around like the first week of September 2016. So yeah, it's been a while.
Man, I've never played a game that long. I'll be perfectly honest with you. There's not a single game that I've ever stuck around that long for.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of used to playing games for a good long while. I mean, I played RuneScape for 4 years. That was the first online game I played.
That's incredible.
Yeah. And it was just back towards its golden days too. So
Yeah, definitely. I never played RuneScape. It was one of the games that I bypassed. I played Final Fantasy 15. I played EverQuest 2. I played Swords Online. I played played so many different Mu Online, Ultima Online. So much garbage and so much. Some of them were okay, but a little bit of everything. So when you started out in Bit Heroes, is there a player that you started out with that really want to give a shout out to that really helped you get to where you are today, or are you more of a self maker since you were one of the originals?
well, let's see. I mean, nobody really gets anywhere without help, and
Right.
Jeez, I'm trying to remember all the really players that helped me back in the day. I mean, Azure, I can remember. FDS was also pretty helpful back in the day, back in Raid 1. Have an Epic Boogie Pet, which is actually, kind of like having
Urgoff.
nowadays, or something else that's really helpful,
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
actually, I'd be liking more Urgoff, but
Mhm.
it was really helpful to have back in the day.
Yeah, Epic Boogie over a Gemi any day of the week.
Demi actually didn't even exist initially.
Right.
Just the raid didn't even exist for of about 2 days on public release. After they had it on public release for 2 days, that's when the first raid came in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, beta was interesting. I'll tell you that much. It's like the game was just so much different back in beta.
Fair
It had the 3 zones and PvP. That was pretty much it.
So, and you just watch new content roll in after roll in, huh?
Yeah, it's like at first it's like the raid came in, and then raid 2 came in 2 months later. It was kind of a nice time to be seeing that regular pacing of content. But it's after that for raid 3, and understandably so, they were bringing the game to mobile at that point. So there were some delays to be expected there.
Of course. Did you play on mobile as well, or are you just only play on PC?
You see, I don't have a mobile device that can play the game, unfortunately. So yeah, kind of stuck playing on.
Are you fully free to play on all your accounts right now?
Fully free to play. I mean, it's of honor, but at the same time, it's also because I don't have enough, personal finances as yet to really put some money
We
out
don't
there
have
in
to.
games I enjoy
We don't
playing.
have to go over that. It's one of those questions. Yes or no. I mean, I don't really.
Sorry.
I don't want to get into your personal business on that side of things. If you know what I mean.
It's all right. Yeah, it's like I understand that games have to have, and
Yeah, and there is always
Fair.
that debate of people saying, yeah, those pay-to-win players, those fucking cocksuckers, those fucking assholes. Yeah, I could be number one if I was pay-to-win. And yeah, we don't need those. This game can be powered by free. Okay, so imagine how long would this game last if nobody put a penny into it? Not very long.
Yeah, and I realized that, but at the same time, it's also got to have players.
Yeah,
So
of
it's
course.
kind of this back and forth debate.
It's
And
always it has to be a balance, and that's a it's such an old debate. It is basically the base debate of so many Discord conversations where people are hating on pay to winners, and it's been around for I don't know how long. Every game that I've played,
pretty much forever.
yeah, it's the
Every game.
Yeah, it's the constant epic debate that is stupid because if you just know basic economics, you'd understand it. You can't do things for free. So
Sometimes I'm playing devil's advocate here. Sometimes you kind of have to do things for free, or at least, but that mostly applies to fan games and hobby projects that gonna be serious contenders,
mm-hmm. Or you have ads. You just have continuous ads, and you see that in a lot of little mobile games.
Oh goodness, all the ads. Oh man.
Well, it's like, what can you do?
I was a sucker for the ads. I watched back when I first started playing. Had the ads out, and they did. They kind of feel to me now. And I was like, just hey, watch this video. Here's the video, and good on you.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's just like it's one of those things that's unavoidable. And I watch every single mobile ad I can because I need ruins. Since I started so late in the game, every little ruin fragment for me is like, oh, please give me more.
Understandable. And I did the same thing when those chests got into the dungeons. It's like,
it's free shit, and you can watch it on cartridge. Why not?
Congregate as well, but
Oh, I've never seen ads on Congregate. Oh, I have Kong Plus, and I have ad block up too. So I think that.
Oh, the ad block's probably what's causing that.
Okay,
then.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's just one of those things. So, how did you get approached to be a Kong chat mod? That's something that I've had Odesu, I've had Null here, I've had Nova, a lot of Kong mods, a lot of Bit Heroes mods, but not. You're the first Kong chat mod, and the first one that I actually know that it even exists.
Yeah, well, Congregate chat mods are kind of a rare breed. Usually, they stick to the room chats, the rooms on the site, like to name a couple. And oh god, great! I have to figure out Cookie Kingdom. Remember room names I actually go to, but I usually stick to the game chat rooms actually when I'm Hong Kong, and that in itself is kind of weird and unusual.
I hear you.
Oh. Anyways, back to the question about how
they approached you. Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so, one day I'm just minding my business as a normal user, and I notice there's a message in my inbox.
Mm-hmm.
Admin asking me if I would like to volunteer to be a mod. And turns out that behind the scenes, there's a nomination process. Mods and site staff kind of keep an eye out for people that would make good fit for mod positions, and me, and well, after going through the system and the admins greenlighting it, they went ahead and sent me the message, and a little bit because the prior moderating gig even before that, and it was an interesting experience, let's just say that. So after thinking about it, and I did accept.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I became a global chat moderator. I had moderator powers in every chat room, and that's how the system worked at the time. Every moderator at the time had global room. After I became mod, as it so happens, they switched to the current room mod system, where when you're made a moderator, you only have mod powers in the rooms you're active in, to kind of this community that recognizes you as one of their own.
Sure.
And,
That makes sense.
it's like, because whenever I got mod called into a different room, it's like, I have no idea what the room community here is like. I have no idea how hard or how soft I need to be. And it's like, yeah, that doesn't exactly mod all that great. So, yeah. But they kept the room mods and the global mods kind of, yeah. I mean, the global mods still exist. Let's just say that much.
Fair enough. Yeah, even in my Twitch. In my Twitch, I have Dark Dueler and Aloe as my mods on my Twitch. And, Dark Dueler is the nice guy, and Aloe takes her dick and slams it and breaks the table. I have to have the perfect, the perfect weight.
Yeah.
So I keep both of them around. Also, they help me immensely with so much stuff I do to prep the stream and, just everything. It takes.
Yeah. It really takes a team nowadays to really get anything done with online stuff.
Yeah, I'm really bad at Google spreadsheets, and Aloe just unfucked all my. It was bad. I mean,
okay.
I would not be where I am today without Aloe. I'd be giving away spots of people I didn't have. There would just be a mess. It would be bad.
Yeah, I'm sure, we could all stand to improve on something. And, I'll admit there's things I wish I could improve on as well. Namely, I guess, terrible at trying to ask for help when I need help, It's like...
I have no problem. I mean, I've got a wife and 2 kids, so I'm all for, asking for help when I need it. I am typically in need of a lot of help. I'm helpless a lot of the times. I don't mind being helpless. I'm over that whole, a prideful, check out my dick kind of thing. That's me at 18 years old. I'm over that shit. I'm okay with asking for help.
Yeah, I just experience stuff myself, just try to see how it is, idea of how to help other people who might be in the same position that I am in. And that's, kind of where my guide comes into play.
Yeah.
I don't experience it myself. How am I going to best advise other people on how they should, try to prepare their own teams and whatnot? And I recognize everybody's situation is going to be different. In particular, was a little bit luckier, and I got in early, so I managed to get a lot of the resources that some people might be lacking in, like runes or mounts or all that stuff that newer players might not have set up. So just take that into account, and that's partially why the Seedlings are kind of lagging along a little bit. Not exactly much potential as they could, I think.
But you have so many. So it's for you, it's just
the other reason
it's
too.
A collection. You have to do all of them.
Feels that way.
Speaking of collections, it's time for a giveaway for somebody to add some new people to their collection. And
ooh, hype.
Yeah, and for our first giveaway tonight, we actually have a tank as well as a DPS. Now, we have a lot of baits in the game. I'm sure you can agree with that everybody and their mother is a bait. But not that many tanks and not that many DPS nowadays, because it's just easier to clear content as a bait. Jupper's alt, who I'm running with right now, this is his alt. It's level 352. Really, Did he really just pick up? Okay, so but he's regardless is stupid lucky. I ignore all that because Tupper's luck is out of this world. And along with Tupper's, we're gonna give away a spot for Nagak, who's running full Mercy with Vortex Zapper and Meteor Chain, full leg ruins. I mean, 2 incredible spots, a really solid DPS, a really solid tank. So we'll throw that up. You guys can start spamming whenever you see that notification. Pop.
Good luck, everybody.
Yeah, and we have a lot of giveaways tonight. We've got everybody and their mother today. We have K members, we have Mayhem members, we have Dis members, we've got Rev 9 members, we've got one of Bob's special spots, as well as 2 other beta players. We've got a GG member, Nagak is a Cafe member, United Flying Unicorn member tonight, a couple spots of his, and also I think that's a Motor member as well, Modus Operandi, I can never pronounce it. DD's corrected me so many times. So, is Bob in any particular guild? Your core original account?
Yeah, right now I'm in it's a pretty nice place to be. You know,
you're in Zelda's guild? You say 030?
No, I said Lagu.
Lagu.
To guard.
Okay.
It's led by a fellow mod, Dead Phil.
I've talked to him. He's a nice guy.
Nice.
Is it a free to play? Is it a free to play guild?
Well, it's fairly light on the requirements, about experience and 20,000 GVG score requirements, but that's fairly manageable.
Yeah, definitely.
Mid-tier guild, I would say, in terms of stuff, but it's a wonderfully and people just
definitely.
Yeah, I'm just getting a little mixed up here between trying to Discord servers and realizing I'm on the wrong Discord account. Problems of having 2 Discord accounts. So
I used to have it when I was running multiple Discord accounts, which I stopped because it was hell. But I used to just have 2 browsers open, one in regular and one incognito. For me, that was the easiest way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, what I personally have one browser and then the standalone, so that's it all in check. And frankly, I wish I could just consolidate it all in one, and that's kind of why I started playing a little more as Seedlings lately, with pretty much most games I'm playing right now.
Fair enough. So how many total Seedlings do you have? What's the number?
Or overall?
Yeah, overall, how many total?
Oh, goodness. I lost count. It's at least 50, though.
50? 5-0? Jesus.
Yeah. In terms of congregate accounts.
Okay.
It's what I'm basing it off of anyways.
It's such a huge amount.
That is ridiculous, I will agree. And I have no need to actually remember all of their names right now because I am nowhere near needing to use all of them right now.
Sure, of course.
At that point.
Now, you have a whole Seedlings guild, correct?
The Seedling Tribe.
The Seedling Tribe, okay. And there's nobody in the Seedling Tribe other than Seedlings.
That's correct. That's just me.
Okay. But since you have over, you said 50, is there another guild with a few spots of other people other than Seedlings?
It's something I've considered actually recently. When I was making the 5 most recent ones, because 21 out of 26 was getting kind of annoying. Recently, I went ahead and made 5 more just to fill those slots and, maybe start getting those up too. See how the early game is, and
And
still
do
holds
you
up.
multi-click? Do you have like a where it replicates your mouse, or do you do each one individually?
I do each tab individually, so it's like I click stuff in one window, tab to the next, click in that window, control tab to the next, so on and so forth. There's a window, control tab, advancing to the next tab. Makes things fairly simple and painless for the most part.
Yeah, if I were gonna do that, I'd multi-click. I could not do what you're doing. I'd replicate my mouse, or
Yeah.
replicate screens, and yeah, I just
It's like I've got my own sort of code of ethics on how I do multiple accounts and just don't do macros or anything outside of using keyboard shortcuts to advance tabs and direct links to.
well, it's just it's a mouse replication. It's not a macro
Yeah.
or yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean I totally get that. Places outlaw the use of that, so it's like
Is it outlawed in some places?
yeah, I believe they do count it as something that kind of breaks their rules on how they define it, anyways. Gray area
It's
that-
a pain in the ass to set up too. So I don't really enjoy
Yeah.
it. I've set it up a long time. I haven't done it. I have a G910 which has what's it like 50 no, it's 9 times 4, so 36 keyboard shortcuts if I want to use them. Macroable keys, I believe it's called. But
Yeah.
it's such a pain.
keybinds and such.
Keybinds, yeah.
I totally get.
What I used to do a long time ago is I used to set up macros and Nox. That was a fun one to do, and much easier. But overall, I
don't keybinds all that much, like if at all, really. I mean,
well, there's certain games that need it, and certain games that just no. You're
Yeah.
good. You know, like I used to play quite a few games where you just set it up and you can walk away. You know, it's a lot of idle games. Like for Bit Heroes, it requires the purchasing of resources. Other games just don't. So, and you just run natural regen and you're pretty much good.
I'm kind of that way. It's like I prefer having simpler games that don't need too complex of inputs, so
Mhm.
long as you know, thing, you know. And I prefer to, go for it. It's just simple limitations, I guess.
So as a gamer as a whole, like not just in this game, but overall, what do you classify yourself as? A game completionist, end gamer, socialite, grinder? As a gamer's mindset, what would you think of yourself as?
I certainly do like achievements. I will say that much.
So you're a completionist. You want to get that 100%
I would say
badge.
completionist would probably be.
So you pop open Steam and you want to see that 100% bullshit.
I mean, just gonna throw this out there. Have you ever heard of the Bartle test?
I have not heard of the Bartle test. No, what is that?
Basically, it's a test of gamer psychology. It's giving you 30, and the result that it gives you shows how much you lean towards one of 4 different archetypes, or well, really all of the archetypes, but it gives you like percentages.
Well, send me
Just,
the test, and Billy and I will take it. It seems
Kinda
like
link.
Billy's
I mean,
interested in it.
The original link I used way back when I first learned about it is no longer functional, but there should still be a test somewhere. I'm gonna go with this, see if this works.
No worries. Oh, I got a set. Cool. I don't pay attention to that stuff. So I'm here for chess, man. It's all about chess. I gotta get them boobs.
Nice.
So let's do
All right,
another.
I'll just go.
Let's do another giveaway before we get into more here. I have a lot tonight, and we haven't really gotten into them too much. If, in case you guys don't know, Daft is mostly going free to play. Borderline, you know, he's still going to be playing, but I don't know how active or not. But he's giving away a lot of spots to help players out. So if you want a Daft Duck spot, Here's one for you. He's level 409, OP boy. He's a really good guy, and he can really help you on your raid teams. And along with Daft, we've got a Weave user from GG. Wang21, who... What the hell? He's level 515? What the hell? Where did that come from? What a beast! Wow. Alright. This guy's insane. Okay. Sorry, I did not know he was level 515. He will be level 600 in a month or two. That guy is a beast. Wow. Alright, well, well, we're going to do it out of 515 because I had no idea. Wang is at level 515. That's insane.
That is insane if you think about it, yeah.
He was at what, level 300 or 400 a while back? He has a little bit more game time than me. Just a little bit. But he's going to pass me super quick at the pace that he's going. My God. That guy is... He's a pirate wizard. I don't know. That guy is crazy. Jesus. Sorry, it derailed my thought process entirely. I had no idea he was that high level already. Oh.
I wish I could be level 500 plus. Mostly because of something Terry said to me once, but let's not get into that.
What, Terry talks smack to you?
Just a little bit.
Awesome.
In the private
Sure,
quarters
sure.
of chats that we are both in.
Nice, nice. Thank you for subscribing. Appreciate that. Now, you live in Iowa. What the fuck is there to do in Iowa?
Oh, goodness.
I mean, what you guys got corn, I'm sure, but what the fuck else is there to do?
Oh, there's also wine here, surprisingly. I mean, we've got some pretty good vineyards and such. Not that I'm, into that at all, but...
You don't drink?
I don't drink.
Okay.
But I'm just throwing that out there.
Right. Well, you know what? I know exactly what you do in Iowa. You manage 50 fucking accounts, just like Bila said.
Yeah, it's like I'm bored out of my mind here. You kind of have to be to do this sort of thing.
So that's what happens, guys. That's your infomercial for Iowa. Move to Iowa. You'll start 50 BH accounts.
Well, there's probably other things around here. I mean, there's always sports, but again, not really into sports.
Me neither. I mean, the Alliance has a whole sports channel. I visited all channels in every single server that I'm at, but the Alliance sports channel, I've never clicked on it once because I don't know anything about sports at all. I don't.
Yeah, relatable. I mean, the last time I even really thought about sports was in the 2nd grade. Yes, I did actually try sports at one point, long ago.
Fair enough. Yeah, sports it's one of those things like they force you to do physical education in school, and you're like, oh, okay, and then you're either into it or you're like, yeah, fuck this shit. I want to go back to my computer, which is my thing.
Yeah, I took PE as just like games and such. That was my mentality with it. It's like I was playing games, I was having fun. When I had to run the mile, after about 9 or 10 minutes, I was feeling like, who isn't?
Yeah, some people like it. All right, we got a winner. Technocenter, can I get your IGN, please? Yeah, it's definitely the physical stuff is one of those things. Either you're into it, you're not into it.
Yeah.
And I know Billy's all into sports and stuff. He mentions it quite frequently. But that's about all I know is that I know my city's hockey team is the Golden Knights, and they had a really good year last year. It was all over the radio, and I listened to the radio on the way to work. 'Cause I like the morning radio show hosts. They're good. They're good hosts.
Oh goodness. I remember when I had a job with, I kid you not, a 90-minute commute in
Better
my
been
car.
worth it. Shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it paid fairly well. I mean, for being the contract job I got, which I had to drive from here to the city and back every day. That radio was one of the things that kept me going.
Was it good money?
Good enough. I mean, for the few months that I worked there, at least. But being a contract job, I knew that was kind of a limited position. Technical work, data cleaning to be specific. I won't go too much into detail on that. It's a job that I was okay with. It was,
But
good while it lasted.
but now you do novelty. Like, is that like adult novelty?
It's more like a gift shop. You know, just generally toys, gifts,
Not like
flowers.
wobbly sausage toys.
No, it's more of a. You've got like some really old in there. You've got flowers. You've got like home decor.
Sure.
People would probably like to have in their homes, or
Like a Tuesday morning kind of thing.
something like that. Yeah,
Okay. Tuesday morning home goods kind of, sort of.
something
Yeah.
like that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So in middle and high school, you said you were an amazing math student, huh?
Ah, yes. And math was just my. It was just my jam. I don't know how exactly I became so great at it, but numbers just click for me.
There's everybody's got their thing, so that's pretty cool. And you said you won competitions and stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah, I won quite a few competitions, especially regarding math. It's kind of mind-boggling to think of just how far I took it. I mean, I was competing at like national level, or at least regional.
Sure.
I think my best showing was getting to do the American Invitational Mathematics exam,
Wow.
which something that you have to get a really good score and some other math competition to, get invited to do.
Mhm.
And that test, the average number people get right on that is 3. 3 out of 15. Coincidentally, that's the score I got. So
Wow.
twice, and I got 3 both times. It's not easy, and they give you 3 hours to do it.
Jeez.
It's like if you take a chance to look it up, you'll see some of the questions there, and they are doozies for sure. Like to do in college, and they're asking me to do it in high school. So
Well, hey, it's interesting. It's like I was never good at math. I was more of a people person. I just talk. That's all I do is I talk. That's all I know how to do is talk. Talk and manage primarily is what I specialize in. And yeah, it always amazes me, these engineers crunching numbers and telling me exactly what they need to get a certain job done or a certain thing designed, and they show me all these numbers on paper. They know everything down to the inch, and everything's perfectly perfect in numbers land.
yeah, it kind of has to be precise, because if you're up by even a little bit, it just gets all screwed up. Also, speaking of math competitions, I happen to be wearing one of my shirts from when I had and was on the state team for that. So
That's awesome, man.
funny coincidence, really.
Speaking of coincidence, Disorder just got a bunch of new members, and this is one of Disorder's newest guys, Ed Salon. He's a Weave member. He's working on up tiering right now, but he does have Mercy with Requiem. All leg DPS runes the leg Gale. Really solid to get a weaved up DPS right now. They're few and far between. Just like I mentioned earlier, everybody is running bait and tank. You want to pick them up as much as you can. So we'll go ahead and throw that out there for you guys to work on while we keep going here.
All right.
Yeah, it's surprising how few no, there's a lot of DPS, but a lot of them, like myself, Jeremy, we have to respec into it because we primarily run bait and tank because it's just how most content is done. Hey, already a winner. Congrats, Ventures, that was quick.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of relate to that. I mean, being a DPS player myself, although on a more casual level,
Right.
occasionally have to even respec here, like put on a little bit more health to do the raid more effectively, drop a little bit of that stamina to do trials or gauntlet a little more effectively. Up one piece of gear, but if I was playing at a higher level, I'm sure I'd be swapping between DPS and bait rolls. So, speak to that.
What I wanted to focus a little bit with this interview is your experiences in Bit Heroes. Let's start off with the Kong Chat experience. As a Kong Chat mod, what is the most? This is, by the way, my Twitch is extremely NSFW friendly. So what that means is you can say whatever you want about whatever you want and go as far as you want, completely comfortably. This is a safe area. Don't feel like you have to be chat moddy at all. This is a free zone, free for all.
Alright.
So, what is the most vicious, fucked up shit you had to unfuck in Kong Chat?
Oh, goodness. I don't know how much in Kong Chat, but there's enough of it for sure. There's out there, but I usually stick to the game chats, which are, well, surprisingly tame for the most part. Oh, hey, I got a legendary fish. Nice.
Nice. How big?
Ooh.
Big one?
It's probably decent. I mean, I think it's about as big as the one I caught last week.
Man, I want to go fishing now. I want to ditch my 10HC team and go fishing. Fuck these guys.
That's what you sign up for, though, when you join that team, you know? Gotta
Well,
do that grinding.
I did talk to everybody, and we all agreed on 1600 energy, so... It was my fault for saying 1600.
Well, I'm just doing fishing to pass the time here, because, you know, there's, you know...
You have enough accounts to fish on.
Oh, goodness. I am never going to get through all that fishing. Just gonna say that.
Imagine 50 accounts of fishing. 50 at 20, you're talking about, what, 1,000 bait a day? Fuck.
Yeah. I'm not even going to put a dent into that. Like, it would already take me... Like, were to just sit here and fish on all my accounts, nonstop. Because, well, if I try to do more than one at a time, it gets a little wonky. It's like, I could maybe do 2, maybe even 3 if I'm pushing it, but doing all of them at once.
I mean, I could technically program it out a little bit, but it would still be hell. Yeah, even programmed out, it would still take my computer at least, you know, 5-6 hours to finish all of it.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
Because I'm not the best programmer when it comes to that kind of stuff.
And despite having a bachelor's degree in software engineering, I also don't really want to code, surprisingly. It's like...
So you decided not to utilize your degree?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I got the degree. I feel like I really want to be with programming, but I'm reluctant because I know that dealing with these computer, you know, coding, is just a pain. I seem to get the syntax quite right, and that's part of programming, is knowing what language you're using, and just
Definitely.
that part never clicked for me. Like logic, I can sort of get.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm usually pretty good with logical thinking puzzles and such, but you're not going to put sorry, I'm just trying to think of a proper analogy here. Put this thing together with like you gotta put the right words in the right places.
Sure, just like anything, just like me, I can't be, I can't be talking to an employee and calling them a motherfucker, same idea. Well, I can, but first off, they wouldn't be an employee for too long, and my company would be sued. But well, semantics.
Semantics, yeah. It's like you got to take sensitivities into account. I mean, this world is full of sensitivity nowadays, and that's just.
Speaking of motherfuckers, we got another giveaway. Let's take a look. So we got Roar Meow Purr. Let's take a look at him. Roar Meow Purr is a recent new level 400, hitting 401. Running full arsenal, T10 Moon Collage, Meteor Chain, Dual Strike Mount, full leg ruins, and with Roar, we also have one of those elusive Daft Duck spots. So you get yourself a bait, and you get yourself a DPS. I'm trying to get as many DPS out there, because people are lacking them right now. And this...
yeah, I can totally see that.
And we're going to go do this one out of 401, because that is Roar Meow Purr's current level. Go ahead and spam away for Roar Meow Purr and Daft Duck. Juppers here talking about DPS being unicorns. Yeah, and Juppers is a DPS. As well as a tank.
Ironic.
Right. Yeah, he's one of the... there's a very few people in K who do not run multis, and I know Juppers, Dino Pack, Frostbeard currently. I believe he'll probably go back to it, but currently he is not running multi. They're all DPS right now. So, but most people in K are multis, but most people in K are actually, for this GVG, running DPS. Jathai, I know it's Jasai4. Can you write out your IGN for me? Thank you for following. Appreciate that. And hey, Adlam.
Speaking of follows, why have I not followed yet? Let's do that right now.
And yeah, we should be good on time with the rest of the giveaways. I'm trying to see, my stream's always a perfect balance. How long do I want to run the stream? How many giveaways can I do in that allotted amount of time? I want to give you, give my person I'm interviewing the right amount of time to talk, the right amount of time to express everything, enough time for everybody listening and viewing the stream to get a sense of you, and get an understanding of your character, of your relationship with the game, of your, of you as a person. And thanks for following.
No problem.
So it's all that balance.
Yeah, balance. It's something I kind of like to stand for, I mean, I tend to you can't have too much of one thing. Everything's got to have its place,
Well, you can have too much of one thing.
People might argue I have too many seedlings. I argue, no, never enough.
Well, you have time. I mean, do you have a wife?
No, I mean, I'm single, happily single at that. Maybe I'll be looking a little bit more actively someday, but for right now, I eat them and
So, ladies, you heard it here first. Bob is single. We're ready to mingle. He'll take nudes in the order you send him. You can find him on the main Discord as Seedlings. If ladies, you do want to send Bob nudes, he does have blue eyes. He goes to the gym 4 times a day, and he is just he's a looker.
actually I have hazel eyes, but tail there.
No, I said it for Wool Ranger's purposes because she's hunting for a guy with blue eyes.
Hazel eyes.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to settle for Hazel. I'm sorry.
You guys.
So when it comes to Bit Heroes, how do you feel the game going so far? You're 3 years into it. How do you feel the game has what my favorite question, sustainability?
I think it does. A little hard, I think, for them to new at this point that would still kind of make sense and not complicate matters to extremes. Like they'll come up with something, but tap for ideas at this point. I don't know what they're going to try next, and maybe that's the exciting bit. Is like if they manage to surprise me.
Did Augments surprise you?
In some regards, I mean, it's a pretty decently balanced thing. Surprisingly enough, I find that this is quite, the familiars back together. I feel like the expedition familiars were getting a little out there in terms of how good they were compared to the others.
Yeah, I'm sure it boosted your seedlings potential as well, substantially.
A little bit, yeah, but I need to work more on stabling familiars. That's just how it is. I didn't stable anything really before this point, and now I'm kind of having to something, So
yeah, it's I can only imagine. I mean, it's you have to do every single account.
Yeah, every single one.
Do they at least have Shramps and Borlon on most of them?
Most of them do have a Shramps and Borlon. I actually, on the 5 newest ones, they haven't quite gotten to that point of grinding quite yet, but
Sure.
I'm going to completely skip on Borlon.
Really? What are you going to go with?
It's obviously still going to be useful, but just go straight for the epic healers, because they're already in tier 4.
Okay.
Only 2 of them have a Shramps. The other 3 don't even have a Shramps yet, so it's like necessary to have some tank in front to really hit those later flags hard. Good for getting to that point. You can other units in the meantime. Well, it's like you need to have them to get to through the first 3 zones. Like way back in the day when I first did it, I had a Dryad and a Pengy. Fusions didn't even exist yet.
Wow.
So yeah, how's that for you?
Yeah, I can't imagine, because honestly, I read your guide, and that day I made a +5 Shramps and Borlon. So to be honest with you, I think I bribed rares. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, maybe I should put a note in the guide saying, please don't bribe rares.
This is a while, and even for my last Drazik, I bribed the rares. That was only about
that. I can kind of understand a little bit better, because I mean you're doing it for a legendary, and legendaries are pretty solid as far as their stats and stuff go.
I mean, and even though I do use Drazic, but very seldom now, and all my Drazics are going to be replaced with Melborgs coming up shortly, which is basically the trend. Everybody's swapping Drazics for Melborgs, which I've been watching.
That is kind of interesting. Like, these Melvin familiars, they just really seem to be that much better than what other things we've gotten. That's, I assume, largely due to their skill sets. Like,
so I disagree on one. A lot of people push Macho like to such a high echelon. I don't. I don't actually like Macho, in my opinion. First off, I think the name is fucking obnoxious.
it is kind of obnoxious. What is with these devs and their long, drawn-out names?
And I think Crowndy from this last invasion is the ultimate bait. I mean,
That I will agree with. I will completely agree with that.
They have never made a bait that is so perfectly statted, perfectly skilled, just perfect all-around bait.
Yeah. Sadly, of course, I didn't get the schematic for that, and I probably never will. But I have the ability to make them, and to those who have then enough of the material to make him +5, that is something that I don't think you're going to be seeing a better familiar for a long time. Like, that's just...
I mean, it's better than any baits from my friends list. It's just because nothing else will give you that 75% from 100 all the way to 0 HP. You're never going to have a lull or a dip. You'll be consistent all the way through as long as your chips line up with it.
Yeah.
So it's just...
Now I'm kind of trying to think of what tank I would want to have on my team. Like, because I'm in a very weird position as a free player of having just a deflect tank. Pretty beefy one as far as health goes, but deflect tank. It's not exactly going to have the most consistent mitigation by any means. And, you know, complications to this, it's +0. So, obviously, like an epic tank that has, like, damage reduction or something like that, that would probably end up being a lot better for me.
Right.
Then, of course, I take a look at my epic tanks, and none of them are stabled either, so... it's like... Start. Where do I begin?
You gotta find a starting point. You don't have a choice.
Yeah, I mean, there's always a starting point. It's just, you know, at this point, I'm playing the game at a fairly casual level, and I don't really certainly use a bit more power, I think, but at the same time, I'm just waiting for the next tier at this point, because I try to chase the DPS set from T10. I get anywhere close to finishing that. But tier 11 has the DPS set, because if I can get into the hero grade there, and it has a DPS set, and I can get lucky, click. But
look at that. Huayra just got that obnoxious Macho Mad Dog. And I posted the link in my Twitch chat for my crown. I'll also DM it to you so you can see what it looks like.
I'm sure it looks very, very ridiculous.
That's with all the ruins and everything as well. So it's... I believe that is... I did the math. It's 76% as long as nobody dies. Or he dies first.
And frankly, it being a bait means you're probably not going to have anything else die first.
Right, and all that's missing is that epic redirect needs to be a leg, and I've rolled and re-rolled about 17 linings already trying to get it, and it's just it is what it is.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here with I'm going straight for legendaries for pumps first, because getting those stats set up over the long term will be ultimate goal, but clearly, epics, that would be more short-term gain, but I don't really need the short-term gain because I'm not really pushing hard for anything right now.
Right.
I'm not trying to push for 680 Trials Gauntlet. Battling at 400, honestly. It's a nice even number. But if I were pushing, yeah, I probably would see more of a reason to epics because they're a lot cheaper. You can get the stats you need sooner.
Like that, what's that thing? Squirt, right? It's called Squirt?
Yeah, Squirt.
You can get pretty
something I
decent on
considered
that.
making.
I only recently got the schematic for it, too.
Yeah, you gotta grind Z7D1 or Z9D2, as it so happens.
Yeah, for me, I always get schematics that I want extremely late. Like, I got my meaty schematic a day after I max stabled Yackers.
Oh my goodness. Well,
So,
at least you still have that Yackers.
Yeah. So Yackers is stacked and it's beautiful and it's an amazing familiar. There's really no real reason to go back to meaty ever.
Yeah, especially now that augments are a thing and pet effects are just on familiars. I think gonna largely reflect the player tanking meta, which is meat shields are not really going to be all that useful in the long run now. It's like,
but there was a meta that was talked about in certain chats, and that was running full deflect pumps on a meaty because it's got so much HP. You know, running 40% deflect on it, it's gonna be a pain in anybody's face when they hit it.
okay, yeah, I could see that being a thing, but
I mean, it's gonna take them.
40%?
Yeah, that's an.
I almost wonder if you might just be better off trying to stall it. I mean, it's largely focused on stamina, but it's.
I believe it's 85 or 86%. I believe it is the tankiest leg out there.
Yeah. For sure, it's the tankiest one I can think of.
When it comes to weight distribution.
Yeah, I might have to go look that up sometime to see if it beats out Grandpa Half, but...
yeah, and if anybody wants to look it up right now, you just go ! Familiars, and that'll open up the Bit Heroes Familiar Wiki. So, easy access. In my chat.
Alright.
So yeah, some of those percentages are kind of crazy. Speaking of crazy percentages, we've got more giveaways. We're gonna
giveaway.
Yep, and we're gonna do 2 back-to-back. One of my good buddies, Brutus Lee from Dis. Really, really great guy. Has a max T10 weave running Earthen and APOC. Really solid runes, only missing 1 leg DR. He is a tank. So I believe he is my only... my only super beefed out T10 tank I'm giving away today at all. So definitely somebody you want to pick up because... Again, there's not a lot of tanks running around. Same with DPS. Yeah, I think there's less tanks than DPS. There's more baits than both, but less tanks than DPS. I'll get that one started. Yeah.
Yeah, that is kind of interesting to think about, though. It's like there's been such a defensive... that DPS just seemed to be extinct in the face of people switching to baits and tanks for Trials and Gauntlet. There's DPS again.
Right. And I mean, that's what I really had hoped. They released Crowndy, and there would be a huge push of people going into DPS. And there's been a little bit, but not as much as I had hoped. Because I genuinely think Crowndy is such a good bait that if they released T10 and they released Crowndy at the same time as T10, people would be like, whoa, they actually meant what they said. And they released him a little late in the tier where people were already set into what they were going to be for the tier.
Yeah. And of course, being in player, it's like you have to invest a lot of extra resources to get the 5, you know? So if he were a raid familiar or a world boss familiar, I'm sure it'd be a different story. People would be grinding like hell to get him.
Right. Yeah, he's cool. He's special, but he was invasion centric. But I noticed, did you see an invasion? The drop rate was incredible. I mean, I don't know how. I know how many mats. I got too many. Just say I got too many. I have enough to get 2 or 3 +5 of every single leg familiar from this invasion. Let's just say
Goodness.
that. But I
ridiculous.
I overdid it. I definitely overdid it. I didn't think about it, and I just did it. Smolder, I have your IGN. So yeah, it's, this invasion was. It was. I mean, I had fun with it. I even pushed a little bit, but I didn't do. Lithras tried to get me to. I was like, Roman, you know you can get top 5. I know you're familiars. This is what you got to do. Just got to manual this. I'm like, or I don't manual and I don't go for leaderboards. How's that? It's like, oh, okay, you do you. It's just like, it just didn't feel like it.
Yeah, it's like we've got our days when we feel like doing like all the pushing.
Well, for me, I'm not a big fan. I don't mind dick measuring. You know, it's part of every single game. But I like ranks and trials and gauntlets. I'll stick to level and TS. I'm comfortable with that, and I'm comfortable with being top 50 in both. Once I get there, I think I'll just stick there for as long as I can. That's just my opinion for where I want to be in the game.
Yeah, I would probably be the same way. I'd like to have the TS and such to really help out people, but at the same time, you know, it's kind of a slower grind for free players.
Definitely. No, it's understandable. I think Proteus88 from Dis is fully free to play and might be might be the highest level, completely 100% free to play player.
As far as I'm aware.
Yeah, I believe Proteus88 will be hitting 400 in the next few weeks.
Yeah.
Right there.
The madman. I'm sure that anywhere near that level of dedication, I probably would be nearing the same point myself, but oh goodness.
But
yeah,
that would have to be never hitting cap on tokens, never hitting cap on anything. You're like 1000% on the ball to do that.
Yeah, maybe if I didn't have all these seedlings to take care of.
Just maybe. It's possible. Could be.
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm kind of just wandering around, doing a few, making sure my resources are spent down, because I noticed a couple of them actually maxed out, and that's not good. So, let's just go ahead and stop maxing out and such. I mean, nowadays it's like I get on, I do whatever I fancy, and, you know, I have my fun.
Right.
I'm, like I said, I'm mostly just waiting for T11 at this point.
Aloe, I'm totally free to play for the past 24 hours as well. Until reset tomorrow, when there's going to be a daily sale. And speaking of daily sale, How about getting a healer on your team? The next giveaway, we're going to have a DPS and a healer. And that healer is a Warsai from Modus Operandi. Well, actually, he's not even running a healer build right now. Oh, no, he is. He's running... Is he? Okay.
What's weapon?
No, he's not. He does run healer sometimes. But no, it looks like he's running full Mercy with Frostbite and one piece of Lumi. But he does have full T10 Lumi. And along with him, we're going to be giving away another spot for my buddy Roar Meow Purr. So you get 2 DPS for getting through those sticky situations in R7 and R6 HC where you need DPS.
And yeah, I mean, somebody pointed out in chat that healers are indeed a very rare breed. It's like, I agree with that. I kind of wish there's a little bit more room for a support role in there, but it's just...
I mean, the Arsenal Urgoff thing, it's like, you know, it kind of overtook.
Yeah, it's like, when pets could become reforgeable to 60%, any sort of hope for a healer kind of faded away a little bit. It's like, but you know, that's just my opinion there.
Yeah, I mean, it is true. It is true, but certain content like the D3s without a 60% reforgeable pet would be nearly impossible.
Yeah, and for that, it's like you absolutely need some sort of consistent healing source. I'm sure that if I were ever to get to that point, I would probably want to have, of course, my party, and hopefully they'd be set it as a bait, because I know I'd be a little bit higher as a DPS. Then I'd have a proper tank, something that's not an Astoli plus 0 with, you know, rare augments.
Sure. Astali is still badass. Don't get me wrong. What's his name? Zach Didsit last week in PvP tore my bumhole apart with his Astali. Like I killed every single person on his team, and he only had Astali left. I had everybody alive. That Astali killed every single fucking one of my people.
Rip.
But again, at Zach's TS, that also helps quite a bit.
Yeah.
So.
I just wish I could keep up with who has what TS these days. It's like it's... You know, I just, again, play casually and you know, enjoy the get my own pace. And you know, I'll look at my friends and what they're doing, but nowadays with this game, it's like I largely play it lone wolf style, I guess, and rely on too much help from other people. That's kind of why I'm too timid to ask for help, you know? I just don't want to be that guy that imposes on everybody.
You're becoming a Fergus Ferret.
What's a Fergus Ferret?
The Fergus Ferret? You don't know the Fergus story?
I'm not sure I'm aware of this reference. I'm sorry.
Alright, so Fergus Ferret has played the entire game running on familiars.
Oh. Okay.
So yeah, that's his claim to fame. You can also, in my chat once they stop spamming for a second, you can just do Fergus story, and that'll pull up his Kong write-up on running, and he actually did an update April 1st about his story of getting getting to where he is running on all familiars, and he's I believe that he's in the 300s right now. Running all content on familiars.
Alright, well, that's pretty interesting. I'm sure there's a lot of interesting stories to play, as augments have certainly made doing this sort of challenge a little bit more reasonable.
Right.
Goodness. At some point, I this sort of challenge myself, but take it a step further and fusions. Just go straight up basic familiars. Don't fuse anything. See if that's viable at all.
That's a rough sell.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one. That's I don't know if I can do that. Well, no, I wouldn't do that. I'm not even gonna say anything about it. It's not my play style.
Yeah.
Hey, Gratz Technicenter. Yeah, there's people who play like that, but it's difficult. Yeah, trying to. I mean, I understand the principle of trying to create mini games within a game yourself.
Oh yeah, and it's something I've occasionally done myself. Just placing an arbitrary restriction on myself, like, okay, for this playthrough, I want to use all of the same character, like all white mages.
Okay.
You know, play through the game and see how far I get. And there's people out there that do runs like that. You know, sometimes it's, can I go through this game using only one character, or the lowest level possible? I mean, there's people out there that do that sort of thing and take great pride in it. You know, it's like when some avenues of gameplay, you really have to open up the creativity to figure out how you're going to make it work with these limitations in place, you know?
Definitely. And the only minigame that I play is my 12-hour kick timer. I do a very strict 12-hour kick timer for all my friend spots, and I kick people up to 6 times a day. I check on that friend list. So that's my only thing that I'm consistent in when it comes to gameplay. Well, that's just because I like giving people active people a chance to get on my friends list.
Yeah, I'm just kind of thinking. Yeah, I mean, as much as I'd like to do that sort of challenge, I just frankly don't have the time for it nowadays. What with all the other things I'm doing, you know?
Well, you have so many seedlings. I have one account.
And other games. Like, this is not the only game I have Seedlings in. It's ridiculous.
Well, this and there we go again. This is the only game I play.
Yeah.
So it's it makes.
I mean,
I will be adding more games to my collection once I get my new computer in. I just recently built a computer because
nice.
I had significant issues with something stupid.
Marbles.
Shut up.
So, hey. Marbles is pretty good, you know? It's like, I've watched another streamer that did that, and he even has a ball in the game.
Yeah, that shit fucked up my computer so bad. My OBS fucking crashed. Shit fucking went. It went bad. It was bad. It was a bad situation gone wrong. But it basically told me, Roman, it's time to upgrade. It's been 10 years. Let's do it. So I was like, why not?
Jeez, 10 years. That's like my flip phone. Like, just sitting here in my pocket here. Just old, yet still somehow working after all this time.
There you
It's
go.
like, how has this thing not died yet?
It's just they built things better back in the day. That's what I always say.
That's what I was discussing just today at work with one of my coworkers. Like, nothing is ever built to last anymore.
Speaking of built to last, we've got a guy over from Mayhem, R. Buckley. That dude is a beast. He does have weave. He's not using it on this build naturally because he doesn't need to. But he's a beast, and he is built to last. Solid ruins. He has a solid bait. You need a really solid bait? Pick up yourself a little piece of that R. Buckley. Let's get that started. And his level's 441, so I'll go ahead and do it out of 441.
It's 441. I'm just gonna put 348 as a meme. 348 is just this meme number that still not entirely sure where
Where it
exactly
originated?
it. Yeah, but it was a small group of people that I did some games with on Congregate a couple of years back. They did a few tournaments on the forums. Mentioned that they saw the number 348 everywhere. The blue 348 was kind of their, you know, their number, I guess, and that kind of caught on to me as well. I started seeing 348 everywhere as well, and I can't get it out of my head now.
Fair enough.
It might as well be my number 2.
Right.
Coincidentally, 41 is also for me. And goodness, I just need to stop having meme numbers because 22, 41, 348. Oh, could probably also add 13 to the list, but that's kind of old and only really seems to apply to my younger years when I was doing spelling bees and such.
Nice. But you see the difference in the chat when I have a DPS or a tank, there's like 15, 20 people trying to get a DPS or a tank. But when you see a bait come up, everybody's got plenty of baits.
Like,
so the popularity isn't
everybody's a
quite.
fisherman. Everybody is a fisherman.
Pretty much. That's how it's been. You know.
Yeah.
And our Buckley is a really OP dude for Mayhem as well, who really pushes content. So he's a good one to pick up with the T10 weave, who just doesn't need the T10 weave on this build.
Yeah. T10 weave would be a nice thing, but I would need sets first, and to get sets, I'd need to have luck and the motivation push to current tier content at Heroic. So maybe someday.
Yeah, current tier content it's just one of those things. Either you want it, or you don't.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
So, like, I made a token effort to try for it, and I got 2 legendaries at this point. I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
I'll likely have the stats to push through to. Well, actually, I technically have a legendary and a mythic.
Mm-hmm.
But the point, it's like I'm happy, and I'm probably going to have enough TS to reach the next tier whenever they decide to release that. So much drive to push it this second, but when the next tier comes, maybe something will happen there. At the very least, I'll have experience with the zone, hopefully, because goodness, at least by that time, I hope the Seedlings will at least be back up to par with the current zone again. That's what we're trying to keep up, you know?
Right. It's all about that push.
Yeah. And having to play manually on so many accounts, so... Bro. It's like, I want to keep them all around the same point, you know?
Right. Trying to my 10 HC jumpers must have passed out. I don't know where he went. That's
not good.
It's getting late for him, but I'll replace him. It's usually not a big deal.
Yeah. The grinding tends to wear thin after a point, I'm sure. Like, I play games well into the morning at times. By which I mean it's 1:37 in the morning for me right now. I can just stay up for another couple hours. The perks of being young, you know?
Right. Sai, you have some regen? Sai's got a cool build. all about juggling everything. If TK wants to come. Saya's OP. Sure. Anything you want to mention or talk about before we open it up for questions? Let me start up my last giveaway before we do the questions, and then after the questions we'll do our beta giveaway. So guys, this is our second to last giveaway of the night. This one's going to be our pre-beta players, our after beta players. These people started really close to when the game started, when the game actually came out, and it was live. It was after beta, after alpha. We have for this one we have the leader of Disorder. We have Taters, and we have alongside him we have Byleth. These are more than anything, these are collections. So Byleth and Taters have been around for so long. This is a leg in with OP people, and they're just incredible members of the community more than anything else. So we'll pop this one open. These two spots don't come around very often for giveaways anywhere, let alone here, let alone on my stream. And then sure, we'll throw a Billy spot in as well. So Billy's gonna give himself away. That's Ispar along with Byleth and Taters. So you have legends from HK, a legend from Rev9 XK member, and you have Taters, who is the main Discord. One of the main Discord admins, as well as the leader of Disorder, and an early player as well.
Absolute legends.
Yeah. Let me just... Garons I can just ghost, and Huayra I can just ghost. Yeah, I know who I can ghost add to my runs, and I know who I probably should message first. Like TK and Dan I usually message, but Garons and Huayra I can just ghost add.
Yeah, I take it you're very used to this.
Oh, like building my groups?
At building your groups and such?
Yeah. Let's see here.
I'd say I'm relatively comfortable with building my own groups as well when they're entirely seedling.
Oh, psh, they're all seedlings. Duh.
Yeah. It's like, hey, building my GVG teams is actually kind of interesting this time around because I got a couple more legendary pets. Hey, about time that happened because I've been dry for so long. And of course, one of the 4 to get a legendary pet is Angel, again. So, I mean, at least it was an improvement, and not just a sideways motion.
As long as it's an improvement, that's all that matters.
Yeah. I mean, Tobert's certainly an improvement over Jemmy, so I'll definitely take that.
Are they still spamming away? Or do we have a winner yet? Nope, no winner yet. 640. Okay, he's got 640, so I'll pop another one to match him. No, 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 not 2. 1. Shit. Okay, Garons.
Oh my goodness, one of the comments here in Kong Chat. He doesn't call his viewers the Roman Empire. Kong Chat never ceases to amuse me.
Well, it's people gotta be creative. People gotta have fun with it, so... The Roman Empire. I'm not that.
Not that imperial.
Yes, I don't know. I don't want to act like I own people. People choose to tune in, and I appreciate
Yeah.
it. We have fun here, and
Some
we get to
thought
know people more than anything else.
yeah. I mean, and I've given some thought to maybe streaming again. I
Mhm.
mean, a long time ago, I did the occasional one-off stream to, you know, play through La Mulana because a friend bought me the game and he wanted to watch me play it.
Sure.
But my mind wasn't really set on playing it. So whenever I did finally get around to playing it, it's like, okay, I'll play this game. I'll really enjoy this. Because again, my mind's not really set on playing this game. I
Sure.
wanted to play other things, but you know, up in all stream, and you can watch me flounder around fighting these bosses, like telling me the secret strat that you use to try, you know. So it's like, yeah, okay. I don't know, but I did finally manage to get through the game, and then I decided, okay, you know what? I'm gonna take it one step further. I'm gonna do Hell Temple. Is a completely optional zone in the game, which you have to unlock access to, and hell, put simply. At least I did it. So, okay.
Right. That's all about.
And then he went and bought me La Mulana 2.
Oh. Might as well get everything done, right?
It's like at this point, I appreciate the guy for doing what he's doing, but it's like, I want to just play my own games, you know, and that's probably what I'll do on my streams if I ever get back to doing it regularly. But that's because there's already so much going on here. It's hard to keep it all straight as it is, and I'm sure people probably wouldn't find me very interesting as Rack trying to keep control over what's going on, you know.
So guys, right now we're going to open it up before our final giveaway to questions. If you have questions for Bob10110, or also known as the Seedlings tribe of many, 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 many seedlings, just that's what that's what he's here for. He'll answer your questions, whatever you got.
All right, what questions do you guys got for me?
Yeah, please stop
This'll be good.
spamming numbers. We're done.
This will be good.
Why is your username Bob10110 when you could have just taken Bob?
Because I don't think I could have actually taken Bob way back in the day.
Even during beta?
My name goes back further than that.
Okay.
Actually, it goes back to RuneScape
Wow.
specifically. Like I started RuneScape with a name that people wouldn't really pay much attention to, so you know, just threw out Bob as some sort of anonymous name, stuck a few numbers on the end of it, realized Bob101 was already taken, so let's just add some more numbers to it. 110 became my name, and that stuck with me for a long time. Still sticks with me to this day, but I've been, you know, as you all probably figured out by now, also Seedlings, and that's a bit more unique of a name, so I figure, you know, I'm probably going to start playing more games as Seedlings, and that's kind of the direction things are going in these days. There's a whole story behind how Seedlings came to be. If maybe I'll keep that for another time.
Yeah, fair enough. So G.I. Joe is asking, what would you like to see next in BH? From your experience, what I mean, and from your widest imagination, what would you like to see next?
Let's see. I have a feeling like, you know, idea that they did with this ancient dungeon for T10, the added rotation of 75% reduced healing. I
Mhm.
want to see more quirky rules like that.
So-
Ideally, in more accessible content. You know, like
yeah, that's definitely not quote unquote accessible.
more than 3 people in the game are probably ever gonna do. Like,
Well,
let's be honest.
in this tier, let's rephrase that. In this
In
tier,
this tier,
yes,
in this tier,
yeah.
no, I am not a dev. I will say that I do keep in contact with the devs regarding some things, and all of the ideas that I've come up with actually have made it into the game, like the turn rate normalization was actually my idea. I will go on the record saying that. Suggested, hey, you know, be a way to promote some build variety and not just have everybody build the same balanced power and speed builds for DPS, because that's, yeah, it did open the door, I think. Like, people could be a lot more flexible. Like, they started going a little more power heavy after that for the most part because pets, but other than that, it's pretty much, it definitely opened the door for options.
Right. Zedgods, to your question about how long he's played the game, it's since September of 2016. You mentioned
Yeah,
that
the
early
first
on.
week or so of September 2016. I can't remember the exact day, but I remember very clearly the game released publicly on September 29th, and it was in beta for a good couple weeks at least. Exactly what day, but it definitely did last.
Byless asking, what motivated you to play multiple accounts on such a time-consuming game as Bit Heroes, other than, of course, being in Iowa?
Other than being in Iowa, huh? Well, okay. Again, I guess it goes back to some of the prior history that Seedlings has had.
Mhm.
Got their start with multiple accounts in Sacred Seasons, and also played Dream World, and played multiple accounts in Trans. Kind of hard to play Transformers with more than one character at a time. So I stuck with one there, surprisingly. But did lead one of the largest tribes in that game. Anyways, I'm rambling. So, point is, with Seedlings, I more or less made it a point to always focus on having larger numbers, mostly number of accounts,
Mhm.
so to speak. Kind of became a theme with the Seedlings.
Right.
That didn't really change with Bit Heroes. Like, when I started Bit Heroes, I had 5 Seedlings accounts, and they played pretty hard for, and then they kind of fizzled out. When, like, around December, I want to say, is when I pretty much stopped playing them as actively. Focused on Bob for a while. Then the Seedlings came back around May when the game released on mobile and added a whole bunch of people to help them start growing, and it exploded from there. It was nuts.
I can imagine. Smolder's asking, where in Iowa are you holed up, and what years were you active in math competitions? We might have run into each other at one point. Maybe not too specific, but general, I guess, if you want to go into that.
I mean, I guess my high school years, for the most part. So, let's see. Math competitions. 6th grade would have been around 2002, and then senior year of high school would have been 2008. Somewhere in that area. I mean, depending.
You're a youngster.
Yeah, 29, but plenty of time to grow, and that's
Definitely.
kind of the nature of the Seedlings. There's still plenty of time and plenty of to grow with, you know.
Definitely. Zed God's asking, "Are you a dev?" No, he is not a dev.
No, I am most certainly not a dev. I probably could have been in a different timeline, maybe, but to just play the games. I mean, I will admit to the fact that I this for a game in my own mind, but that stuff never really came to fruition. In fact, that's actually part of where Seedlings came from. Was part of a larger setting for a game that I never finished. So
Fair enough. G.I. Joe's asking, "What was your most derp moment in Bit Heroes?" Derp.
derp moment in Beta Heroes.
Sure. Did you throw away a max leg, or just something dumb that you did that you didn't really think twice about, and that you regretted maybe later?
I've never actually thrown away any legendaries or anything like that. Like surprisingly.
Like mine is.
If I had a derp moment, it would probably be running into the old Z4D4, thinking it would be possible to do. And this was back in the R2 days, so there's a reason why that was in the Bit Heroes Hunger Games spot for a good while, just next to impossible. Like if S didn't exist and the ancient dungeons were as hard as they were on release, even make progress on it.
Right.
It's like, it's like, oh, hey, I'm gonna go do this dungeon now, Z4D4. I'm just gonna run in there, and instantly, I'm not doing this dungeon.
Right. What, let's see here. Bob, what is the biggest change in BH community you've seen in your time played?
Most certainly, I would say that's the mobile release. Like, before mobile came along, the community was still kind of small, fairly tight-knit, and, largely content to keep things relatively slower, I would say, in terms of, pushing the contests. Like, any given week might have been 5 digits, get the crazy 6 or 7 digit weekly scores until more recently. Mobile players came in and really started growing rapidly. Like, games population just
so you would say the mobile release in general.
Just put a 0 at the end of it after mobile release, because that's probably how much it grew.
Wow. If Fifi said he's late to the stream. He was kayaking in northeastern Iowa.
All right, well,
or western, no eastern. He keep getting confused. I guess he's a confused
near
person.
where I'm at then. Like...
Sky is saying you should try disc golf.
Disc golf. I played disc golf a couple times. I was okay at it, but not great or anything. So.
And yes, Zed God, he does live stream on Twitch. When he does do it, he posts in the Discord live streamers channel, just like myself. So just if you're not on the Discord, just do !Discord and join, and you get a lot of content from there, a lot of suggestions, as well as know when I go live streaming, as well as a lot of other BH streamers. We have a really good community of streamers.
I actually don't. Sorry to interrupt, but I actually don't have the live streamer role on the Discord, so if I do decide to post that I'm streaming, it'll probably be an off-topic.
Just pick it up. I mean, just message Taters, he'll give it to you.
Sure.
If you want it.
But I'd have to show that I'm, streaming Big Heroes content, and that's, something I would probably all the time, but there's other games I play too. Like, I probably would want to play a lot of Trove coming up this next week here, because oh goodness, they're moving fast on that update. They are putting out a new update on Tuesday. And I'm going to be so involved in that for at least a...
Right. G.I. Joe, you're asking, what was I going to say about my derp moment? I trashed a Max Sakura. And I'm still regretting
yeah,
it a
that
little bit.
yikes.
But it was on it. Not like I did it, but it's not that I did it on accident. It was on purpose, but it was later on. I was a little bit regretful. You know, I did.
Yeah.
I trashed it, and then I max trophy that same day.
Oh, actually, I come to think of it, I guess there's another sort of derp-ish moment where, where I actually got Fuv Boy from a Black Friday egg.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, yay, a defense pet, but it's such an interesting pet that it doesn't really get used by anybody else because A, it was only really available during that event, and B, it kind of sucks compared to the reforgeables.
Right.
It's like Topert, but you can't reforge it, and it's a 10% rate. It's really good when it rocks, but it's 10%.
Mm-hmm. Jathiah is asking, do you remember when YDCB shouted out the game?
Yeah, vaguely. I mean, I certainly remember hearing about it. I mean, personally tend to stick to playing games that I'm actually playing and watching games from my past childhood moments that I'm not currently playing. You know, stuff like Legend of Zelda and Mario and such like. Watch because I'm not currently playing it, but take on the game. Okay, I'm starting to ramble a little bit.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Before we end the stream into our final giveaway, you want to rate a few cosmetics since you're big on the whole seedling cosmetic business? Just on a 1 to 10 scale if you want to look at some.
Rate your cosmetics?
No, just whoever wants to. You want to rate a few?
Well, particularly have much of an eye. Like, I'll probably give most people at least a 7, just because it's like.
All right. Well,
Unless
let's do 5 just for fun. All right.
All right.
All right. Here we go.
All
So
right.
first up, we have Adlam.
All right.
So you can take a look at my screen. Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I certainly like the obvious tree theme here. I got to give this a solid. Like, I'm very much into the whole tree and here, so that's definitely a solid 9 from me.
9. Wow. All right,
I mean, okay, I'm a little bit of a sucker for themes of nature. Okay.
Fair enough. What about Fifnar? This is not a theme of nature.
Okay.
Now remember, this is the cosmetic, not the build. I know you're gonna love the build because you went all the way back to Truck, but
I'm not paying attention to the build at all. Like,
Okay.
I'm taking a look at the cosmetics, and well, I certainly like the how they're basically all monochrome and robotic. I guess really well, rainbow, of course, yeah, but I mean, it definitely holds a color theme. But 8, I'd say.
An
I'm
8.
gonna give this an 8.
Solid. All right, and then now we're gonna do one last one with Aloe because one of the people I don't actually know their IGN.
Okay, let's see what Aloe's got. Also, I'm totally fired. I didn't give Fifnar a 10.
Oh. What about Aloe's?
Okay, Aloe's got
The peeper with the purple and purple.
yeah, that peeper is kind of, it's such a weird cosmetic, you know, like a little Weibo, like okay, colors though. I mean, there's an obvious theme going on here with the blue and the maybe a hue of red here and there.
Fifnar and Violet, they're ripping her apart. What do you got?
I'm gonna go with another 8 here. I'm gonna go with an 8.
Solid 8.
As an 8. Oh god, I'm gonna be totally bad, aren't I?
Alright guys, so we're going to do our final giveaway of the night. Thank you everyone for coming. Get ready to spam because we got a major giveaway on this one. All 3 of these are people who started in beta. We have Bob10110. We have Sills from GG, who also started in beta, and we have Timu from K, who at a time was one of the top 5 TS players for quite a while, actually. So 3 very OP people, 3 people who not only are an amazing party of anybody's collection, but they're incredible players. So again, that's Bob, Sills, and Timu. So since it's the last giveaway of the night, and it is 3 people who spots don't normally come around for, we're going to go ahead and do it out of 1,000.
Oh, good luck, guys. Because, yeah, I really don't open my friends list all that often. Like, right now, I've got pretty much the team I could ask for, and really ask for much more than that. So...
Wow, we already have a winner.
What?
Yeah,
someone already won.
It was 49 guesses out of 1,000 numbers. Grats, S1.
245 it looks like.
That was a really fast win.
All right. Well.
And I'll send you that later
Congratulations.
on. It's
yeah. I'll probably have to go ahead and send the friend request from my end, because if they try to add me, they'll probably fine.
No,
they'll probably fine.
You're always going to be. That's how all my streams work.
Yeah.
So I'll be sending you that list after stream today. Everyone, thank you so much for coming. Bob, Seedling, whatever we gotta call you. Really appreciate you coming, man. It was incredible. Really appreciate you making time for us today.
Thank you for having me. It was great to be here, and hopefully people got to understand me a little bit more. Me and my double-sided personality at times.
And all the inspirations that... got you to where you are.
I saved some stories for if there's a next time, but...
Well, we'll have to have you join us on one of our open mic nights.
Oh, hey, you got a legendary. Nice.
Oh, did I? Okay, cool.
Fuck this shit, I quit!